Good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I am your host, Al Scott. As always, we thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Dominique Jackson, good evening to you. Rhonda, good evening to you. Miss Moon, good evening to you as well. Ruby Johnson, Harper, good evening to you. Also, I see Wybet is in the house this evening. Good evening to you. Dana Hudson, welcome, welcome, welcome. I love you guys big time. I appreciate your genuine support for the show. Tonight we open with an apology, two apologies. Number one, our scheduled show for tonight is going to be rescheduled for a later date. We were going to speak on the ride at the U.S. Capitol. Tonight we are going to continue our coverage of the little girl in Lake Charles, Louisiana, who was stabbed to death in a local Walmart. I've been on the phone today, off and on, with her grandmother. And it's even difficult to listen to a relative, especially a grandmother, speak about before and now. It's very difficult to listen. Because to me, right now, there are no words that can really comfort this family. Death is promised to us. We know that. So as we come in, we must leave. But the way this child's life was ended, it makes it even harder to bear. So we're going to be discussing that case again tonight. And earlier today, we put out a post. We pulled that post down because it was only, nobody did it with me. It was an error. We put up the wrong name. I had put her grandmother's name up instead of her name. So I deeply apologize to that. When we found out that, we immediately pulled it and we made the necessary correction. So again, I do apologize to that. Tonight, we're broadcasting live through YouTube and Facebook. Okay. Imagine your 15-year-old granddaughter. Imagine your daughter, 14, your granddaughter. She's turning 15. And on her 15th birthday, she is going out with her friends to celebrate her 15th birthday. But her life is cut short on her birthday through a mob of girls. Some things that you have been seeing on Facebook, some things that you saw through the media, some things people are just saying may or may not be true. Even the police, from what I've been told and who I spoke with earlier today, some of the information they have been relaying to the public is not true. One thing we want to try to do tonight is to set the record straight on a lot of things as to what happened. Keep in mind, this is an ongoing investigation, and there are some things that we cannot speak on right now. I don't care what other station is speaking on it. I'm not going to speak on certain things right now. There's a time for that. We're not concerned about, getting this information out before another station gets it out. When we get it out, we want to make sure we get it out right. So ratings, they come and they go. They don't really concern me. I want to make sure we give you accurate information. And sometimes we get it wrong. And when we do get it wrong, we will come back and publicly offer an apology. Again, I want you to be mindful that the family is on our live feed tonight. We are not going to open up the phone lines tonight. We have reasons for not doing that. So keep in mind that the family is on my live feed this evening. Now, a girl leaves home. She's going to celebrate her 15th birthday. You're welcome, Miss Hammond. You are welcome. Uh, and she's with her friends. She goes to the movie theater. Something goes wrong. I'm told they get a refund. They leave. Good evening, Miss Royal. Uh, I understand. I understand. Miss Hammond said, "I'm still angry that this happened to that precious baby." We all are. We all are. We all are angry. Um, and trust me, today it was difficult when Cynthia and I were speaking with the grandmother. It was difficult for us to listen without crying. It was emotional at times. Um, and so I'm going to share some of the things that she shared with us today. Good evening, Yvette. I love you big time. My sister's on the live feed tonight as well. Good evening, Miss Shanika Williams. Okay. Uh, the girls, they go, they're going to see a movie. When they get there, they see trouble. Allegedly, these girls were being bullied by another set of girls. Now, it is my attempt tonight to try as best I can to prove that this may have been premeditated murder. I'm gonna try. Allegedly, when the girls see danger, they leave the movie theater. They're running to where they said they're going to find light. They want some light. So Walmart turned out to be the place that they ran to in hopes that that was going to be the safe haven place. But unfortunately for this 15-year-old girl, Walmart would be the place she would take her last breath. We've watched so many videos. Most of them you all have seen. But today, we received other videos that the public has not seen. And we're not going to release them, but we've seen them. When we're watching the video, there are several girls there. One girl in particular, you've seen it, I'm sure you have. She does this. She continues. So what is she looking at? She's looking at the globes in Walmart. I know what she's looking at. In the video, you hear someone say something to the extent about that bitch went to the back. Okay. I can see, I don't know what the percentage was, but it flashes up on the screen that your battery level is low. The girl walks up, tells the girl that continues to look up, mumble a few things. Check your battery, and I paraphrase, make sure you got enough juice. Why? What's going on? I'm gonna tell you what's going on. They were getting ready to execute their plan. We had several social media live streams going simultaneously. The girls are in Walmart. Someone walks up and says something like, there that bitch is there, something to the extent. They already have stolen knives from Walmart. And they also have that shoplifting charge. That means nothing to me. You throw that out, it's nothing. So if it's really simple. From some of the text messages someone is sending from certain people. And from what's being said on a live feed, and from their actions and what they're saying, premeditated all day long. We cannot say what some law enforcement agency said to someone, that the victim was the aggressor. I don't know what happened prior to them leaving the movie theater, but here's how the law works in just about every state. When I turn my back to you, or when I leave, I am no longer considered a threat. So you cannot harm me based on what I did maybe 10 minutes ago, because right now, I'm not a threat. Now, I'm just trying to set the stage, hypothetically here. Hypothetically, we have some girls in Walmart digging for the right knife, large knives. Okay, we can't see the ending where it got started at, but we know the phone was dropped. We see the girls running. In just a matter of seconds, a knife goes back, bam, and that ends the child's life. One of the saddest things a grandmother said to me today, she said it more than once. She said, my baby didn't say, help me. All my baby said was, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. And after that, her life would come to me. Something led up to this that I don't know right now. But this didn't happen overnight. It may be deeper than you and I can even think. But if I had to bet something, I would say somewhere down the line, this is not a fact, this is my opinion. And I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. This is just my opinion. Somewhere down the line, there might be a boy involved somewhere, might. But now, if you coming at me again with a knife, if you're coming at me with a gun, I have nothing. If I come at you first because I have nothing, I'm not the aggressor. I fear for my life, and I must attack you first. I'm not going to give you a chance to shoot me or stab. There's a 15-year-old girl that's waiting to be buried. A 15-year-old girl who lost her life on her birthday. It's an extremely sad story. I'm going to repeat some of what I said last night. We're going to get to the perpetrators shortly. I asked the grandmother about her granddaughter's disciplinary history in school. According to the grandmother, she was a good girl. So she didn't talk a lot. Good girl. One of the perpetrators has a record so long, you would think she's an adult and has been down that road. I'm not going. You're welcome, Sam. I'm not going to buy into we can't charge them as adults because their mind is not fully developed. You can miss me with that. Their minds were fully developed enough to plot a homicide, and they must be treated as such. If you continue to let children play adult roles and do not hand down punishment to fit the crime, it will continue. Without a doubt, it will continue. The police say this is the third homicide in 6 months committed by a juvenile. Well, let's give a juvenile life. I should be out in no time. I believe the punishment should always fit the crime. Always. Slap on the wrist, really? The child is dead. The parents of those that were arrested, they still can see their children. They can speak with their children. But one child has been silenced for life. The little girl, I don't know if she's the leader of the pack, wants to be, but she did most of the talking. The little skinny black girl. And if family members are on my live feed tonight, you're related to those. I know you're going through some things too. Nobody wins, it's bad on each side, but I'm going to speak it the way I see it. And what I say is not law, it's not written in stone, but it's the way I see it. A lot of things that we do as children goes back to who's raising us at the house. What we are allowed to do and what we cannot do. But this little girl, I call her Mouth Almighty. She just a yakking and a yakking and a yakking and a yakking. It's a joke. It's a joke to her. Bitch, hoe. Y'all know when I get in my heart, you're a child. When you get it in your heart, you're a child. A child. But you want some attention. You want some attention. And I think the attention that you're looking for, I think it's only right that the public make sure you get the attention that you're looking for. I've made my calls. I've sent my emails. I'm asking the powers that be, if possible, if the law permits it. Each individual. I don't want to hear this one didn't play a major role. In my book, they all played a major role. They all were in it. I want the children dealt with in a criminal courtroom, charged as adults. When you step into the shoes of a grown woman, I'm going to greet you like that. The child was killed. You get inside of a vehicle. Same girl I'm talking about now. You have a popsicle. You popping your lips. You acting like you just left a birthday party. Or if you had a fight, it was a few licks passed. Her hair came out, some of yours came out, but that was it. A child is dead and she comes back. Y'all know I didn't mean that. That's bullshit. She's laughing. You can see the expression on her. I have no pity for her. She has no pity for the child they killed. It's still a game to her. Then she come back. Hey, y'all know I ain't mean that. Y'all know that to the parents, you might as well have kept your mouth shut because you said nothing. You just digging a deeper hole for yourself. You should have been locked up. You should have been locked up. We play with children entirely too damn much. You let them get an inch, here comes another inch, here comes 3, and they're gone. And by then, it's nothing you can do about it. They're out of control. But any child that I help brought into this world, and they're under my roof, I can control. If I cannot control mine, they will put me in a controlled environment. It's just as simple as that. You will not have your way. When you're in my house, you don't have no emotions. I pay the bills. I lay the law down. It's simple as that. There's no negotiating. There's no negotiating. I said that to say this. She's been running wild for a long time. A long time. A very long time. And what might be a little worse than this is some of the things that she has done in the past that you and I may never ever know about. I believe Lake Charles, Louisiana, if you're on the live feed, you got to give God the glory, because they've taken some thugs off the street. That's what I said, thugs. I call them thugs. People greet you the way they see you, and I see them as thugs. Trifling, insignificant. That's too hard to say that about a little child. That's terrible. But what's worse? What I just said about the children that killed the girl, or them killing the girl? You figure it out. You tell me what's worse. They need to be off the street. They need to be off the street. And I'm going to ask you all again tonight. You agreed last night. You hope it for a long time. I want you to keep going. I want them tried as adults. This family deserves that much. Now let's look at when they left Walmart. I don't know if it was a truck or an SUV, but they get in the truck, the SUV. The individual in there that they're speaking with, I'm assuming is an adult. She just stabbed in her heart, in her chest. I'm thinking whoever's driving, whatever adult is in that vehicle. Well, let me do this way. If it's me, you come out and you tell me that you just stabbed somebody. Whether you say killed or not, you tell me you stabbed someone, or someone with you stabbed someone. Do I drive off? Even if it's my child? No, I don't drive off. We need to go back in, and I need to know what led to you stabbing this child. I need to know what made you walk in Walmart and go searching for a weapon. Y'all just can't fight. I need to know why were you at the movie theater? Well, it's a free country. They can go where they want to go. They can. But I just want to know why they don't. Somebody missed it, and others called it. Running. She's running. I'm running for life. Yeah, damn. I apologize, and I really knew in my heart mind that they were serious. I mean, I would still be pushing for them to be charged as an adult. But I would probably tell you something like, I believe there is some remorse. But I learned a long time ago. When the perpetrators don't show any remorse, why would you even look for remorse when there is no remorse there? I mean, when you don't see remorse, it's because they're okay with what they're doing. They're okay with what they did. Now, it always shocks me for remorse when I believe it's legit. But these girls are hoodlums, they're thugs, they're criminals, and above all, they're murderers. This little girl had just came back from Texas. Young girl, 15 years. She's had some hard times, and I'm not going to go into all that. But it looked like she couldn't catch a break the way she went. Bad on this end, bad on that end. She looked up yonder, and there's already more hills and more hills and more hills already waiting on her. And she's only 15 years old. Do you think if the parent of this 15-year-old child knew if I let her walk out that door, she would never walk back in that door again because somebody's going to kill her, do you think that parent would let her win? Even if the child got mad, kicked and screamed, the parents saw death, but the grandmother, as we were speaking of things, and she said, and when I'm on her about different things, so she never got smart with it. Never raised her voice. Never said anything smart. But she told me this, she said, I know when she's really upset and when I've really gotten to it. I said, because she just goes sit and she cried. Not ever wanting to disrespect grandma. Even if she think grandma wrong, she just said she cried. And then when crying is finally eased the pain, it's back to normal. It was important for me to come back tonight and do another piece on this. And if I have to cancel every upcoming show for this week to deal with this one, I will. We have to stop treating children like children when they commit adult crimes. All we're doing is enabling them to continue in their criminal activity. I don't care what happened before. I don't care if the victim slapped them all at the movie theater. Nothing justifies her death in Walmart. Not only killing her. Renee, thank you. Love you big time. There was a man in Shreveport, Louisiana, Jonathan Robertson, I think. I was in Texas. Cynthia sent me a video. He had killed his girlfriend. And he had killed his girlfriend in a home. But he made her go live on Facebook. And he tortured her for a while. And everything he was telling her to do and to say, she did it. But you could hear it in her voice, see it in her face. You could see her shake. She knew, I'm going to die. And he made her live stream him killing her. And after he killed her, he looked over and he said, game over, bitch. So why did he do that? One, he's pissed. But number two, that is an act of degradation to dehumanize you. I want the people to see me kill you. And I'm going to live stream this through multiple social media platforms. Surely young girls don't think like that, Mr. Scott. Surely they do if I'm talking to you about one that died at the hands of thugs. they get no pass from me. I'm going to be with the family until the end. Anything that we can do to help them, I, I promise we're going to do it. This is past sad. It's past sad. What could a 15-year-old had done so bad that it would make a 13-year-old girl get a butcher knife and end her precious life? I tell you what she did. She did nothing. She did. I wish you could have been able to hear the conversation that I've been having with her grandmother, especially last night when she called. We cried last night. We cried this morning. She's hurting. She's hurting bad because here's what happens when you kill a loved one, when you kill my child, when you kill my grandchild. You also kill a part of me. And your killing affects people on both sides. Nobody wins. And I'm not saying everybody that's relatives on the perpetrator side, all bad people, all race them on. I'm not saying that. I know for a fact there's some good people there. There are. But something went terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. And because of that, the girl is dead. I was told earlier today that there has been an attorney hired. I don't know if it was all the girls, but one of them, because I was pressed for time, was running in and out. But they do have, one of them have an attorney. Now, I was also told this. I don't know which one it was. I'm thinking it was one that actually killed her. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that. But whoever it may be, one of them are trying to play crazy. Here's the thing about playing crazy. You have to be diagnosed to get that certified. Now, I don't know whose idea was it. I haven't even verified that it's true, but this is what I'm told. And so if it be true, I don't know who came up with the idea to play crazy. Was it the child? Was it the parent? Was it a kid? I don't know. But here's what I can guarantee. It's going to be very difficult for a child to play crazy and not be crazy. All of them should have the same charge. That second degree murder, I understand why cops do that sometimes. If at the beginning of an investigation, there may not be enough evidence to say first degree murder, but I got to take them in on something. So second degree murder gonna get you all the time. And once we get in there, the DAs look at it. If they deem it necessary to send it up to first degree, then it will be done so. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's premeditated murder. They had ample amount of time to think about what they were getting ready to do. And they were thinking about what they were getting ready to do because they was talking about it on their live feeds. And nobody said, girl, you think we should do this? Girl, no, let's don't do this. Let's stop. We're wrong. We gotta go home. Nobody said that. Because they didn't give a damn. They're evil. They're evil. Children can be evil. You may not agree with some of the things I'm saying here tonight, but you feel me just the same. And right now, it's not an issue on whether you've been pleased with the things that I'm saying. I'm just trying to speak the truth to you. A child is getting ready to be buried. it really broke me down when they inboxed me, and I had to inbox him back, as I said last night. I need to make sure I'm understanding you. You telling me the victim was killed on her birthday? She sent back one word: YES. So now you got a family who will be left with many regrets. I should have did this. I should have did that. Blase, blase. But I know some of you all are on the live feed tonight. Let me say this to you. Don't beat yourselves up. You did all you could do. God bless you all with this little girl, and it's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. I know that doesn't make the pill any easier to swallow, but don't beat yourself up. Especially after I've spoken with the grandmother so many times, and if the grandmother even had an inkling this was going to happen, I believe that grandmother would have got the water hose if she had to, wrapped it around her, tied it tight up in there. You ain't gone. This is my baby. Two things in life we must be careful with because we can't change it. We have to be careful what we say to people because once you say something, whether you meant that or not, you cannot unsay it because it's out there. Yolanda McKnight is sending condolences to the family this evening. If I shoot you and you die, if I stab you and you die, I can't undo that. I can't undo that. So we must start thinking about what we're thinking about before we do what we are thinking about. Because when we let the emotions overtake us and ramble through our minds like a tsunami, usually the decision we make is the wrong decision. But at that particular time, you have the prerogative to decide what you will or you will not do, how you will handle the situation or how you will not handle the situation. But here's the bad part about that. You don't always have the ability to choose your consequences. That's where I come in at, the family come in at, the public comes in at. A child is dead, her life is over. I want your life to be over too. All of them should die in prison. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. This did not have to happen. So should we dare let you enjoy freedom and you done took a life? If you wanted to remain free, if you wanted to stay in the shoes of a child, then you should have done that. But you didn't. You wanted your 5 minutes of fame, and baby, you got it. But a few months in jail, a few years in jail, I believe the punishment must always fit the crime. As the police said, our evidence, our case has unfolded right in front of us because it's on video. And not only that, other people in there, they're filming this. Now, you all, some of y'all may be listening that have something to do with it. Delete this and delete that. Let me tell you about this. When you take your phone and you got some messages in here that can incriminate you, pictures or something can incriminate you, it's easy to get rid of it. You just hit the delete button and they're gone. Reset your phone if you want to, and they're gone. But here's the thing about that delete button. There is no such thing as a delete button. It's not. What happens is you're moving that to another file, and without the right software, you can't access it, but it doesn't go away. And this can be pulled up with or without the police having your phone. If it ain't right in Lake Charles, Louisiana, with what has happened to this child, all of us need to make sure it get right by speaking out. This is a hard pill to swallow, even for people that is not related to this child. This story went national in a matter of minutes. It's been on, just about every major news network. People are hurting over this. I got some pictures today from the grandmother when she was a little younger, and the funeral arrangements and stuff. We put those up except for the other pictures. And so I'm looking at this child, and I'm like, she's gone. So when do we as adults step up and challenge the system? We got to get past their ages, and we have to look at the crime that they committed. And I'm going to say it again, whether the police department agree with me or not, or the prosecutor agrees with me, this was premeditated murder. The charges must be upgraded. Whoever the individual was, black, white, male, female, in that vehicle, driving that vehicle, if the police have not already spoken with him, I think it's time they speak with him. And if they've already spoken with them, this is me. Sometimes I think stupid. They should have been arrested. Because any excuse that you give me for driving these little girls, these little killers away after they told you what they have done is an inexcusable excuse. You now have put yourself in the middle of this crime where you could have been a witness, but now you are a suspect. Or were you a suspect in the beginning? You knew what they was going to do. Somebody said it wasn't supposed to go down like that. Well, tell me how in the hell it was supposed to go down. Seemed like you know something. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Simple as that. The video, so disturbing. We took it down. It was so disturbing. Some pieces I wanted to play the other night, I can't do it. It's disturbing. I think the family is hurt. It's hurting. If you go to our Injustice Investigations Facebook page, you will find more information on this case. And you will also find a link up there, and I think there's a phone number up there. That number goes, if I'm correct, directly to the funeral home. And you can make donations there to help the families pay for funeral expenses. So we put that on our, again, Injustice Investigations Facebook page on live tonight. And I'm also going to share the information on our YouTube channel when this live ends in the community section. So the family needs help. And if you're able to do that, I encourage you, please do that. If you know them, if you're on their page or you want to go by and visit the page, let them know that they're not alone. Let them know that you're with them, you're praying with them, you're there. I can't say I know what the grandmother is feeling because I can't. I can only imagine. It's kind of like, it just makes any sense, what to do when you just don't know what to do. And you got a normal day, and you're just talking and you're doing what you normally do, and then at the drop of a dime, it hits you. And quiet as it's kept, I hadn't verified, but this is what I was told again. The 15-year-old may not have been the intended target may not, may not. But it doesn't matter because she's dead. Her grandmother told me, I was asking her today, me and Cynthia were speaking of, tell me some things about her. What was she like? LaTanya, I'm gonna comment on what you just said. I'm gonna address that. Her mother said that her dream job was to be a police officer. That was her dream job. Graduate high school and become a police officer. And now she never did because her life has been ended. Was it LaTanya? She says, someone says, so they was planning on hurting her at the movies. Damn shame. This is just my belief. I don't care if you're 12, 13, 14, 15. If you commit an adult crime, I believe in certain cases you must be tried as such. But whether you are tried as an adult or not, here's what I think needs to change. I need to be able to know your name, and I need to be able to see your face. That's what LaTanya just quoted, that we should be able to see. You being a juvenile don't mean nothing. Let me see the face. Let me see their names. Samantha Courtney says, I want to know what these little killer families have to say. And so what I do know that I think there's a girl who is charged with the, second degree homicide. I think it was him. He he made a post to the family, apologizing for what had happened, and he kind of beat himself up too. And he blames himself. But brother, if you're here, you can't blame yourself. If you went on with your life and the mother went on with hers. But I understand what you're saying. But you didn't plot this. You didn't put a knife in your hand. I don't care how well we think we are raising our children. When they reach a certain age, you can't tell them nothing. We cannot uphold our children in their wrongdoing, especially when we know they're wrong. We can't do that. That's not what parents do. Baby mamas and baby daddies may do it, but that's not what parents do. We can't do it. When they do wrong, we must deal with it. That adult should have driven them to the police station after they left Walmart. But in my opinion, they shouldn't have ever left Walmart. They should have went back in there and all been arrested. It is a very sad time on both ends. Nobody wins. But if we don't start making an example out of these killer kids, not only will it continue, you're gonna have a copycat after a copycat after a copycat. So somebody must pay the price. And I think this is the perfect time for Lake Charles, Louisiana, to set an example to juveniles. When you step into grown folks' shoes, welcome to the penitentiary, baby. It's just as simple as that. Behind bars, again, They still alive. They still going on with their lives. But one girl came out. One girl came out. If you know anything about this, you have any evidence, any text messages, any video, I think you know what you need to do. I think you know what you need to do. But even when the perpetrators come to the mic and say, I'm sorry, that don't mean nothing. You being sorry, and I know you're sorry. You are sorry. I know that for a fact. But when you say that, guess what it don't do? It don't bring the little girl back to life. The family is heartbroken, puzzled, baby. Why? How could this happen now? It would keep you up all night long if it was your child. I thank you all, as always, for tuning into our live broadcast. I'm going to continue to work with the family in any way that I can to bring about justice for this little girl. I promised them that, and I mean that. So I may be back tomorrow night on this story again, and I may not. But periodically throughout the day, I know for the next couple of weeks we'll be doing some breaking news stories on it. I just believe, again, before we leave out of here, they must be tried, just like the crime they commit. If you are able tonight, you see on the marquee there, to do a cash donation to this channel, we would gratefully appreciate it. Anybody that calls us, we never charge them a dime, and we never will. We say I offer donations because for the most part, most of the people that call us can't afford to pay us anyway. And when God gave us this, we said don't charge, and we never will. But your donations are needed through the Cash App and PayPal. It's not there; it's up on the banner of our YouTube channel. I thank you all so much for tuning in. But if you will, keep this family in your prayers. You have children, hug your children, tell them that you love them, and make sure you tell them this. I don't care what it is. You can never do nothing so bad that you cannot come and tell me, and I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to listen to you. Because sometimes things are going on with your children, but you don't know it because they don't want to bother you. These girls were being bullied. They were. Again, I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. You all have a good